everyone, and welcome back to Inside Dakar and to day 4 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Now, as we speak, the sole Audi crew of Stéphane, Peterhansel and Edouard Boulanger have finished stage 4, and they did so in a calculated and smart way, finishing 4th overall, with actually a hint of seasickness. And I'm sure we'll find out more from Stéphane Moser about that in the desert later on. Of course, on the show, you'll get the highlights, the results, behind the scenes, and we will be answering your questions. So keep them coming in across all of our social media channels. So before we head out to Stéphane in the desert, he'll be chatting with the driver, the co-driver members of the team. Here is a look at the route for today. The penultimate stage of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge starts and finishes close to the Qasr Al Sarab bivouac. The 243-kilometre special stage will take the crews deep into the Rub Al Khali Desert towards the Saudi Arabian border. Quite a long road section today too, bringing the total to 396 kilometres. So that was a look at today's route. Now it is time to find out what life is like in the bivouac. Are you there, Stéphane?
Yes, Molly, I hear you, and I hope you can see me. We are here on top of our truck in the middle of our bivouac, and as you can see, there's a beautiful look around. See the desert, all the dunes here around. It's a fantastic scenery, and I love it. But we will miss it tomorrow. It's our last day over here. We will leave tomorrow very early in the morning and go back to Abu Dhabi. 209 kilometers special stage are on our plan for tomorrow, and hopefully we can achieve what we all are dreaming about, a victory at the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. Well, this is first impression here from the top of the truck, and I'll be back in a moment with our guests, Stéphane and Edu.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Stéphane, for that finish line tomorrow. Only just over 200 kilometres to go. But now it is time to have a look back at today and the highlights from stage 4. Another faultless run for the Audi RSQ e-tron in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge on the penultimate stage. For the 4th consecutive day, the innovative rally car from Audi is leading the second round of the FIA World Rally Raid Championship. Day 4 included another loop around Hamim with a stage distance of 243 kilometres. It was characterised by 46% of sand trails, 48% of dunes, and the rest of the distance in a shot, which is effectively a dried lake. Stéphane Peterhansel started smoothly, avoiding risks on what was a picturesque but demanding section. Co-driver Edouard Boulanger felt a bit sick at the beginning. The French driver lineup decided to push a bit more on the second part of the leg. At the end, Stéphane Peterhansel finished 4th in the stage behind Nasser Al-Attiyah, Sebastian Loeb and Yazid Al-Raji. In the overall classification, the French Audi Sport lineup stretched its lead to more than 33 minutes with just 1 day remaining. The rally will head back from the desert to the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina F1 circuit on Thursday with a final leg of 380 kilometres.
I mean, it's a good day because we didn't face any issue with the car. And I think we just feel a little bit tired by the heat of those days, and it will be better this evening.
And for the moment, everything run well. We have no big trouble. So this is, if I did analyze, I do analyze today. This is really interesting and positive racing.
P4 today, but the Audi crew was still faster than pursuer Martin Prokop. So they increased their lead yet again with just 1 stage remaining. Well, there were some really spectacular images from today's stage 4 of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. And what a great lead the crew have with more than 33 minutes. I can't wait to hear what they have to say about that and about the day that they've had. So Stéphane Moser is at the bivouac at the moment, and he'll be speaking with Stéphane Peterhansel and with team principal Sven Quant.
Yeah, Sven is on the right side, but I'd like to start with Stéphane. Molly just talk about the spectacular pictures from the outside of the car. How does it feel inside today?
Well, inside it's always really fun. Like I said, every day we took a lot of pleasure to drive, and especially at at the middle of the beautiful landscape of Abu Dhabi. You know, it's really probably the most bigger and beautiful dunes in the world here. It's really interesting. In the cockpit, for sure, we don't feel when we jump. When we are in two wheels, we don't feel really, but it's really nice for sure.
The stage today was not far away from the Saudi Arabian area. Are there some things similar to the Rally Dakar?
At the end, the first year in the Dakar in Saudi Arabia, we were really close to the border of Abu Dhabi Desert. And today it was only 1.3 kilometers from the border. And we saw the line, we saw the road between the two countries. And it's really similar, but the first year in Saudi Arabia we did only 2 days. The name was Empty Quarter. And we did only 2 days, really similar of today.
3 kilometers away, that means you don't need your passport today.
No, never. I never take it.
Let us talk a little about the temperatures outside. We have 40 degrees. I think in the desert it must be much hotter. How does it feel with the battery, with all the stuff inside the car?
Normally, in the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, the air condition is never enough, because it's too hot inside the cockpit. The engine is really too hot with a conventional car, you know. But with our car, I need to say that the air conditioner works really well. And this is the first time since I drive here that I'm so comfortable. So it's really good news.
Okay, so we have to thank to Sven and to all the Audi guys who developed the thing. Sven, of course, let me ask one more question. We have 209 kilometers to go tomorrow. What is your forecast for tomorrow? What is the strategy? Your advantage is around 33 minutes. How will you handle the last stage tomorrow?
You know, since we are leader the first day, we started to manage directly the second day at the end. For us, for the team, for the Audi team, for everybody here, work a lot the last 2 years. I think that it will be really important to get the first victory with the electric car. So I need to be safe. So the strategy will be to not to push, to bring the car to the end and keep this position.
A good driver, Sven, huh? What did you mean?
Absolutely.
A good and intelligent driver.
Absolutely. We know each other for a long time, and that helps. We have a lot of trust, and we know when we put up a strategy how that should work. And Stéphane did absolutely well in the last days, exactly what we wanted. We got the results which we needed during this race, see how the car behaves with the hot temperatures, especially with the battery and everything. And that gives us a lot of information, and that was good for the next Dakar.
That means before finish first, you first have to finish, and this is the main target for tomorrow.
Absolutely. So I think with the 33 minutes we are not super well off, but we are well off. And we all know a lot can happen even on the last 200 something kilometers, but keep fingers crossed for tomorrow and hope that we can have the first victory.
What is a learning for Audi and for Q Motorsport from the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge so far?
We were not quite sure what temperature are waiting for us here. So it was much warmer than we thought, which was good, because it shows us as well when we get a D rating in the battery, when we start to get in temperatures which get critical. And until now we have been quite okay with it. But we know now, developing some strategies, that we can work against this one, and that we hopefully can keep the power we've got at the moment, even if it's getting very warm.
The win of the last stages so far, and the win of the rally, it's a World Championship rally. Are you nervous?
You're always a bit nervous for the last day, because I've been too long in the business to know what can happen on the last day, and Stéphane knows this as well. We all have got experiences with this. So obviously only when you finished at the finish line, then you know you made it, and then you get the big relief. Until that time, I think everybody has got some pressure in the body, in the brains, everywhere.
Did you have any rituals before the last day?
No, nothing special. You know, I will try to continue like that and keep focus on the finish line.
Okay, we all cross our fingers for you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And see you in Abu Dhabi. Back to you, Molly.
Thank you so much there to Stéphane, and to Sven for some interesting insights out there in the desert. It's a big day for the team tomorrow, of course. Now it is time to look at something that is incredibly important for Team Audi Sport and something that they collect a lot of, and that is data. So let's have a look at today's backstage video.
Hello, my name is Lukas Raschendorfer and I'm high voltage engineer for the Audi RSQ e-tron. Compared to circuit racing cars like Formula E or DTM that we did in the past, this car is not connected to the engineers during the race in any way. We don't have any two-way radio for the drivers to communicate with us, and we also don't have any live telemetry. So the first thing we do when the car comes in is we connect the car to the so-called umbilical, which provides power and data to the car when it's standalone, so the battery stays charged, and then we start downloading the data. Currently in this setup we're running here, we are recording over 4,000 so-called labels, which is different values that we see, for example the temperature or the pressure. We can see at every second of the race how the engines work, how the motors work, how the thermal performance is of the car, if the cooling is working correctly, if all of the lots of devices on the car are behaving as they should. We try to synchronize the data to Neuburg, so the people back home at the test stands and also the developers can have a look at the data, how their parts are performing in the race. Data engineering is really important for successfully fielding such a complex car, because if you don't have any data when the car comes back, you're basically flying blind, you don't know what you're doing.
Some really interesting stuff there on today's backstage video. Now it is time to head back out to the desert because it's time to answer some of your questions. We do encourage you to send in whatever you would like to ask the team or any team members about. And Stéphane Moser, you're out there now with Edouard, and I hope he's feeling better.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. We're sitting here in front of his car, quite relaxed. He's back from the shower and from the pool, so we can talk easily about the question of our viewers and fans. And the first question was, is the team feeling more comfortable since the Dakar here at Abu Dhabi?
I don't know if it's more comfortable, but we can clearly think that all the people understand much better what this business is. I mean, cross-country rally is kind of specific, and all the Audi people discovered it for last year. But after Dakar, we can see that now they are totally comfortable with this. So basically, my answer is yes. We can feel like a, let's say, a daily family business. No more discovery.
Okay. Did you never get seasick in the car, especially here in the dunes?
Yes, yes, for sure. I mean, it's not a secret. Most of us co-drivers and even sometimes drivers get seasick in the dunes, especially here in Abu Dhabi, because it's kind of particular. First of all, you have a lot of heat, much more than anything else. I mean, especially in Dakar, the temperature are colder, and it helps to be more comfortable in the car. So when you are adding heating plus dunes and only dunes, this is a particularity of Abu Dhabi, only dunes. Yes, you can be seasick, of course, and all of us. There's no secret for this.
When you feel it's coming?
Finding the bag. Sorry, yes, yeah, of course. No, it's, you know, we never know. Sometimes we are clear days and nothing happened, but it's the job of co-drivers to be ready for any expectations. So yes, we have it.
Okay. How did you prepare yourself for the next day and for the stage, especially since the rules that changed a little bit and you get all the information in the early morning?
Yeah, exactly. This has changed totally our way to the afternoon and the evening, because now there is proper time to rest. We have time to go to the physio to be relaxed before to prepare the stage on tomorrow, and we still have some possibility to work on the stage of tomorrow, collecting all the information all around. And of course it's less precise than it was a few years ago, but it's still nice estimations, and it helps us as a crew, drivers and co-driver, to be ready for the next day. That means to understand which way we are facing the dunes, which main direction we will go. Imagine where the luminosity for the sunshine, for these kind of things. So it's another story. Clearly, we have more rest time, and it's just. But on the other side, you have to be quicker in the car because it's all live interpretation.
Last question: what is your job after the stage when you are coming back to the bivouac?
First of all, we have a long series of debriefing just to be sure that all information gets transmitted from the crew to the engineers before to get transmitted to the mechanics as well. And after, perhaps we have some interviews, lunch, and rest, and getting in the pool, just 10 minutes relaxing before to focus on the next day and just be sure that all we are wishing to have on the car will be ready. So basically it's go and back from crew to engineers.
There are only 209 kilometers to go tomorrow. Are you nervous?
No, nervous, never. It's not my characteristic to be nervous. But of course we are just taking it as every day, and we have the chance to lead the race with a comfortable gap. So we will not push like crazy because we just have to manage to avoid mistakes. So no stress.
Okay, good luck, Edo. See you tomorrow in Abu Dhabi. And so we say goodbye from the desert.
Thank you so much there to Stéphane and Edouard for answering those questions. We will also be back tomorrow answering even more questions and listening to Edu there talking about getting seasick in the desert. And he also mentioned that's quite a normal thing even for the driver as well, but it can't be easy at 40 to 45 degrees inside the car. So a big challenge there in case that does happen. Now it's time to have a look at what is in store on the final day of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. The final stage of the 2022 Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge will take the crews from Hamim and back to the Yas Marina F1 circuit. Before reaching the finish, the crews will have to tackle a 209-kilometre special stage along with a road section of 162 kilometres. Well, that concludes today's Inside Dakar show. 4 out of 5 stages of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge are completed. Team Audi Sport and the Audi RSQ e-tron are in the lead with more than 33 minutes. Just over 200 kilometres to go tomorrow. It will be incredibly exciting to see if the team can get their first win in off-road rallying. We'll see you tomorrow.